atmosphere, but then the anticipation to finally get this thing started to really start talking about competing for a year. He probably disappointed himself.
Andre Hunter.
How good is it to see him back in the lineup? I know Nate McMillan missing him last year in the playoffs. Nate McMillan wants us to keep this Heat team out of
like one of those 90s playoffs games that
I know, right?
Nate and Jim used to play it. Butler just missed.
These special situations in football. This is what it is when it's underneath, out of bounds on the side. Now, whether you make the shot, you can't control the.
Now to Lowry, slithers into the paint. Beautifully done. This is what they brought them here for this time of the year in the playoffs. Butler the steal. Boy, look out. Butler and Young have to be set. Butler and Young getting tangled up. Grab your popcorn.
We should expect to see about 10 to 15 minutes from him, but keep in mind what it takes in the playoffs is going to be big, guys.
All right, Rebecca Grace, on the 5-minute mark of this opening quarter. Here's Adebayo, launches, bench score in the league this season. Here comes Hunter.
Right there, number 26 by Kyle Lowry, which is the second in NBA, but
in Cleveland on Friday night.
Yep.
Young sneaks into the paint. Right corner.
Now, Wright felt more comfortable, let it go and knocked it in.
Here's Strus, corner three, splash. Lowry back to Hero. Open space with Young the trailer. Quarters where they have struggled to this level. There's a steal. Young ahead of the field. Hero challenging. Young. Finish by Young.
Well, you talked about the struggles offensively. This is nothing new when they play against this Miami Heat team, in particular from behind the three-point line. But this is a way you take some pressure, some stress off your half-court offense by being able to, i.e., get a stop.
And as they chase Hero to the corner. Robinson from deep. That's good. Give us your first quarter impressions.
Well, first, I like this shot right here by Robinson to be able to knock it in. But here's what Nate is saying. Listen, if we take, well, that's one of the things the Hawks do really well. They keep their opponents off the free throw line.
Herter signed that large contract extension in the offseason. Look at
basketball. If you do that now, this isolation becomes more available, and it's not just one thing where the ball is being stuck. All eyes are on him. Jimmy Butler with a little shimmy.
Here's Hero. Showing the handle, off balance. Butler now defended by Collins. Little bounce pass underneath. This is Dedmon. But he's given the Heat their largest lead of the day. Collins underneath, drops one down to Gallinari. Tough fadeaway. Hero's pass picked off by Wright. Here he comes to the rack. Not
to the table. There are multiple positions, and Gallinari right there.
That's just what that. I've been there, done that before.
Robinson in East Massachusetts. Yep. How far has that young man come? Here's Butler. A couple of fakes, taking contest. Outside Butler into the corner. Lowry on a three. That's good.
Well, one of the best three-point shooting teams, i.e. from the corner, doesn't disappoint. Lowry able to knock it in. He's feeling it right now. Miami on an 8-0 run. This is.
He said his philosophy is to walk into the gym, find the hardest working guy, and then work even harder than that guy.
There's the steal from Adebayo. Robinson the run out. Taken. Put his imprint on this game. Here's Gallinari. That's good.
A feel-good situation as they come out of halftime.
Off the charts. Adebayo the turnover. Hunter sacrifices his body. Young the lob. Herter the finish. Gets it back from Vincent. 3 to shoot. Lowry has the launch. Heat, the #1 seed in the East, making their opening statement on TNT.
This year, you have to figure that out now as you're the hunted. And beautiful pass, and that's the pitch. But you attract so much attention. But if you're able to get by your opponent quickly before this defense gets other ways to motivate yourself too, especially with a young team like that.
Resets to Lowry, slithers into the paint. This is Vincent. And that's another
pounding, and we've got to keep the ball moving. As for Trae Young being just 1 for 9, they're not worried about him getting.
They gave us some pretty good minutes, especially in the second quarter. Gallinari the three, and then the answer.
51 for 150 from behind the three-point line against this Heat team, so it's not surprisingly you see tough lead. Well, I'll go back to, again, the season statistics, right? You see another drive and kick. Both teams had 63 turnovers between the two when they played. But the difference is Atlanta only had 89 assists. Most by Atlanta compared to the 20 by Miami.
Butler, in a long time, he's 1 of 11. And at the other end, Jimmy Butler, just too much. You're watching the NBA playoffs on TNT.
Air that time, kind of indecisive decision making.
Herder.
Well, you know, it doesn't take much in the NBA to cut into a lead, especially if the opposing team.
Adebayo turns. Butler.
Opens up the play. It finally gets in the hands of Bam Adebayo and Herder. You have to double. And again, expanding your offensive repertoire, being able to locate defenders where the double team.
What this coaching staff was able to accomplish.
Well, it goes back to the system that's put in place. And right there, good move by Hunter.
But now we're seeing these teams that have really incredible depth. 1 through 12, 1 through 15 is 1 of 12 from the field. He has missed all 7 from deep. Hero, here's DeLon Wright. With a couple of threes in the first half. Takes a little bit of contact. And a 1-8 matchup in the East. Hero. A reset to Young.
Oh,
look at Lowry.
I love it. Hero made it a little bit more difficult and challenging. And now you're
Lowry the pump fake on the baseline off the hesitation.
Kind of keep you in the game like that right there.
This hasn't been the same team. Robinson
behind, and I think a lot of it had to do with the emotional content of that game.
I think Jimmy Butler's put his postseason struggles from a year ago behind him.
Yeah, well, we got
feast. Here's DeAndre Hunter, baseline. His knee that cost him a huge chunk of last season before they eventually
come right back at you and take it away. That's what Miami has done. A couple of play options like the pick and roll right there with John. Is not
working around the horn. Hero with 5 to shoot. Robinson a dribble. So Miami maintains the basketball, and Robinson carving him up.
You know, it's something about that Big Ten basketball, bro. I don't know what it is. Even from that school, Michigan, where. But it's exciting to see this too. And again, if you're an Atlanta Hawk fan, you don't like it. But for a Heat fan and for a guy like Robinson, who has struggled during the course of the year of being as consistent at times, line up, but, you know, in game 2.
Here comes the line right. Beautiful pass. Trees to his hand and a foot. Butler.
From not doing your job.
Robinson off balance 3.
It's not as stringent.
Right.
No.
I don't think anyone was as stringent.
Well, no.
8 threes as Miami limits Trae Young to a season low. 8 as they smash Atlanta here in game 1. What a performance by Robinson. And the Heat take a 1-0 series lead with game 2 coming up here on Tuesday night. To 91 as we throw it over to Rebecca Harlow.
Thanks.